And welcome to NoTownNerds. My name is Matt.
I'm Nick.
I'm Eric.
And joining us today is Liz and Spencer from the FresCon.
Hi, I'm Liz.
Hi, I'm Spencer.
And so FresCon is Fresno State's first comic convention, is that right?
Right.
Yes.
So what made you want to start that?
It kind of just happened. I think it was we were driving home one time, and just kind of talking back and ideas back and forth on the way. Let's see.
Yeah.
We have a club at campus that's related to pop culture things, and this kind of became an extension of that, I guess, a project we wanted to take on ourselves and kind of see it incorporate the whole campus, because we have like 20 people that show up every week, and not everyone knew about us, so we want to do something big. It kind of brought everyone away around the area who doesn't live on campus to come hang out.
Well, what's the group called?
Our club, it's Pick Your Potion.
Pick Your Potion?
Yeah.
I think we might have mentioned it.
Or is that
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I think we had like a super like local centered episode like a few months ago where we listed off like a bunch of random, like a couple of the groups at Fresno State, and then there's a game night at like Me a Couple. So we tried to like go through like all the different like things available in like some real quick episode. But I remember seeing that, I think like on Reddit, people have been talking about it.
Oh.
That was like there's like the Fresno State subreddit.
I think that might have been us actually. That might have been you.
I probably posted that.
Yeah. So, well, cool. So, I mean, what do you think is the reason why like there hasn't been, maybe another convention like that? Because there's so many other ones popping up around Fresno. Why do you think there isn't one on campus?
I think it's just a movement that hasn't, like, it just got to Fresno. So, like, ZapCon last year, that was their first one as well. And on Fresno State's campus itself, like, we really haven't had any like nerd clubs or pop culture clubs. Our club is the first one as well, and it just started a year ago. So I don't know, maybe it just takes a while for it to get to Fresno.
Yeah, I mean, I've never like heard about, and it makes total sense why there hasn't been like sort of convention at Fresno State before. So you have figure young kids that are into like really nerdy shit or whatever. And it makes sense. Like, I mean, I don't know why it hasn't happened before, but kudos guys for doing that. That's really cool. Like, that's like, it just seems to make sense. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. So I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, nerd culture. Nerds are cool now. We're kind of running things now, right? I mean, it's
they've always run things, but now it's popular to do things.
But I mean, that's really what it is, right? It's like that's that transformation. I mean, you look at like movies like Revenge of the Nerds. It took place on a college campus. That like the nerds were getting ridiculed, and they were just this lower life forms. Everybody was just shitting on them. But
I mean, now it's like it's a super huge pop culture thing. Like,
well, that's what I mean. Like it's cool to be nerdy.
All comic book movies and stuff. Like, I think it's part of pop culture now. Which you guys do, so. Well, what do you guys do in your guys' club? Like, what do you do?
We kind of pick a theme for the month usually, and then kind of break it down into different weekly things. So January we kind of did all things animation related. We started with like an anime week. Oh, that was February. Sorry. And we kind of did like a starter guide to anime, getting people, because we have a few people who are in charge of our club who are really into it, and other people who didn't know about it, so they want to do like here's the things you should be watching, here's what's big, here's how to watch it, because there's a lot of the tropes that don't necessarily translate to our TV shows. And then after that we watched a whole movie, Summer Wars. Have you guys seen that one? It's pretty cool. It's the first time I've seen it. It's really cool, like the computer animation mixed with the hand-drawn kind of stuff. And then I think we went into kind of the more Western style and Disney and all those things. And then after that, we kind of we have the presentation kind of introing what it is, and then we kind of hang out, play games. I don't know, what else do we do? It's really just kind of spitball ideas, and whatever we think is fun, we go with.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's a place for anyone who identifies as a geek or nerd can just come and meet new people, hang out. Like we call it a safe.
It's a judgment-free zone.
Yeah.
Just come, bring what you're passionate about, share it with someone else, and hopefully, you get someone else to like it, and you have new stuff to talk about.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a judgment-free zone, but these two assholes are always giving me shit for any random thing I go off on.
Like cool shit, Matt.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're saying.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so FresCon. So it is about a week away. So it's the March 21st and 22nd.
Yep.
Is that right? So tell us a little bit about the event. What can people expect to find?
Kind of everything you expect at a regular convention. So we have the vendor hall lined up. It's going to be smaller, of course, because we're in a smaller space. But so we'll have a comic artist who started at Fresno State. That's where he graduated. And that's where kind of he had his ideas. So he's messaged us that he's excited to come back and kind of share his thing where it all started. I think it's Blackjack Comics.
I think so, yeah.
Sure what it is, but yeah, he talked about coming. Lots of little like geeky trinkets, necklaces, and different kind of things to wear, jewelry. Well, you kind of run the vendor hall stuff. You got the list.
The organizer for it. Yeah, a lot of local businesses are coming out for this. So we have like Blue Shell Gaming, Kamikaze Games, and then quite a few local artists who either make their own trinkets to sell, like you said, jewelry, and then like toys. We have, was it Creative Fresno was coming out. What are they?
I think they're painting. They paint like murals at different events, and so I'm guessing.
Cool.
I haven't seen it before, but whatever it ends up, will probably be something related to our event for that thing. Fresno Idea Works, and they do a lot of the making stuff. I think they're going to bring out their big derby car track. It's just something to do. They have all kinds of cool stuff.
Have you ever seen that before? The derby track?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of awesome. Have you guys seen it? Whatever. Anyway, it's imagine like you have like a roller skate, and you can do whatever you want to it, so long as you don't damage or affect the track. So you can put rockets on it, you can put any kind of propulsion you want, and you want it to get from the top to the bottom as fast as possible. So you can do whatever you want, any material, anything, so long as it doesn't mess up the track.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. They take really whatever, like something you wouldn't think, like, oh, I can make a car out of this, and they do. Like, I think the last one I saw when I was at Tulare Sci-Fi Con, they had a block of wood with like washers as the wheels bolted in, and some really heavy metal roller skate looking thing.
Yeah, with like some like steel rod with like skate wheels on it.
They make all kinds of just stuff out of things that you wouldn't expect to be, creative. They had a top hat made out of cardboard, and they kind of tore it different ways to give it a kind of texturing effect. It's I don't know, they're just really fun people.
Yeah, it's such a neat like concept for like this game. I guess it's like you get the kit to build the track, and then you just make whatever your car you can come up with, and I don't know, stuff like that's kind of fun. I haven't seen anybody like come to an event and bring theirs knowing that it's going to be there. It's usually whatever they're showing off.
They have lots of stuff.
Yeah, they were at 59 Days of Code this past year, and they set up a little event, and they had them going. Well, I clipped my GoPro on it, so I've got a couple.
That's cool.
There's a couple clips on YouTube, whatever, of like the GoPro going down. But it's kind of awesome. Like it just happened to go off at like just the right spot that it was able to go like a full 720 like around a couple times. But with the GoPro, I'm hitting the mic with the GoPro. It's cool like to have slowed it down. Did you see like the skate wheel is like fixed, and so it's just spinning around. So it was just it's super awesome. But it went for days. It like went underneath all these curtains. It was like 2 or 3 booths down. We had to go go chase after it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we'll also have a kids craft area inside of our vendor hall.
Can be for adults too, though.
If adults want to come make crafts too,
sit down, color some pages, or I don't know. I think we have. Is it masks or some other? There'll just be some stuff there. If you get tired of walking around, you just want to sit and hang out for a second. There'll be some stuff for people to play games with.
Yeah, our tabletop game area will also be in our vendor hall, run by our staff.
And we have a Smash Bros tournament. That's the only thing. No, you don't like Smash?
No, I was like,
that's pretty exciting.
Oh, okay.
That has something to do with it.
Yeah. So that'll be the only thing that's like
go
paid, but it's everything we collect will go towards the Fresno State Food Recovery Network.
Okay.
So I think
they're also a new group on
It's about like food insecurity. I think for college students, if they can't eat, they can go there and get some meals, and then or as well as like the local area around their spot. But everything, we collect. Either you bring $3 or a non-perishable food item, and then you get entry into the tournament. And we have some pretty cool prizes. We have the white Japanese GameCube controller as this first prize, and then I think
gift cards.
The Nintendo eShop cards.
Nice.
So I hadn't heard of any of that stuff. There's you actually have. So first off, you're collecting money for charity essentially, and then there's the contest. I hadn't heard that yet, so that's cool.
We're not in charge of like that section. 2 other guys in our group planned that, and they've been kind of spreading it around. So right now the only tournament we have is Smash. We'll probably have like free play for other things like Mario Kart, and maybe have some PlayStation or Xbox stuff out there.
Cool.
Really, it's our own stuff. So whatever consoles we can scrap together to play is what we'll have.
Cool. So you talk about some tabletop games. Do you have like set tournaments going, or are you just going to provide a space?
I think it'll just be there. Grab one,
Just
hang
free
out,
play,
get a group and play.
And so then you have you called it the talk rooms, like panels. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. We have a huge variety of lots of different people coming out. I'm most excited about the Fresno State professors. We have 3 of them from 3 different departments that are coming out to give talks on what they're interested in pop culture. We have the psych professor, Dr. Shapiro, talking about how science fiction becomes reality, and so how like superpowers are becoming real now. Dr. Johnson from the Africana Studies Department is talking about minorities in pop culture.
In comic books, I think that's superhero.
Comic books, yeah. And then the last
like,
one
why is it always Black Vulcan? Black Panther?
And then Dr. Jones from sociology. He'll be talking about why zombies are so in right now.
Because his talk is like have zombies jump the shark, I think was the
Yeah.
title.
And the answer is yes. So,
Yeah.
Happened season 2. Walking Dead.
I'm pretty sure zombie shark zombie is something that I've seen recently.
Yeah, I mean, there's a...
Sharknado 3, maybe that's the next
Yeah.
one.
Right? Yeah, the undead. Yeah.
Wow.
Sharknado 3, back from the grave.
Yeah, and we have a workshop, a crochet workshop. One of our vendors does, she makes crocheted items, and so she likes to do a crochet workshop. We saw her at ZapCon, and so we invited her to FresCon, so she'll be making scarves.
I think scarves is like the entry level, this is what everyone can learn easy. I think
It's just going to be Doctor Who scarves, that's it, right?
Yeah, Doctor Who, Harry Potter, probably like easy to switch colors. And then I think at ZapCon she did more like extensive stuff. If you knew, I think they made like Super Mario mushrooms or something like that.
Wow. That's awesome.
A lot of people are from like
You're bringing a lot of money then, basically.
Well, no, that's free. So we're supplying all the yarn, and you can come just
awesome.
make it. Yeah.
Yeah, free workshop.
Nice.
So it's cool when you're kind of like, I wouldn't say cannibalizing the ZapCon, but being able to like feed off of them. Of, like,
I think
have all
they're
these people that are ready
totally
to go.
in support of us. I mean, I'm an intern there. Like, I volunteered and I liked it so much. It's like, hey, can I work for you guys for class credit? And then they've been in support. We're the other half of the year, and they're going to be there. So I don't think we're taking away from them. More just building awareness about the community. Like, hey, there's all this stuff out there for you to do.
Yeah. No, I just mean that like it's cool if like Annie Jam had their last year, but now they're potentially partnering with like ZapCon for next year and things like that. And it's like, since you guys are so far away, it's easy for them to kind of split up to like, those same people are still able to come and like come to the Fresno State Convention. It's kind of it's able to I don't know, like keep it all like within Fresno, like keep this like this network of vendors and everything like that. I think it's kind of cool. Everybody working together to do something for Fresno,
And then a big weekend hangout, so we get to see everyone again and just travel along to the next thing. It's pretty fun.
Oh, cool. So you have any kind of any idea of how many people you're expecting to come through, or?
I think with the reaction we've had, like our Facebook gets hits every thousands every week. When after ZapCon shared us, we kind of blew up. So it's either going to be just a few people because no one wanted to come, I guess, or a ton and maybe more than we expected. And we have to try and fit everything in. I mean, right now I think people who've said they've come, it's probably around 200, which I think is huge for just kind of scrapping this together in a. I don't know, 9 months, the whole school semester basically.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. So we said it's at Fresno State, so it's at the North Gym.
Yeah, so it's like the kind of the west side of campus, and North Gym is the hub. So the Cedar and Shaw, or what's the back street, Barstow, Cedar and Barstow kind of area. It'll all center around that. So North Gym will be our big vendor hall, and then it'll be a tiny bit of a walk, but that's where the panel room is because we wanted the theater style seating. And then
so where's that?
That's at Engineering East, so it's just down a path, and we'll have signs with balloons and stuff so you don't get lost, and probably people to help you along the way. And then right across from North Gym is South Gym, where we have the video game rooms.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been in the North Gym, and so when they said it was there, I was trying to picture how it was all going to work of
Oh, it's
like
a-
all these different rooms.
they
I
have
know
a
there's like
completely
classrooms,
new-
but
They have a completely new setup at North Gym. They built like
Yeah.
this big renovation, so it has this really nice courtyard, and then just a big kind of hall kind of space.
It used to be the old pool,
oh yeah, that's
Um,
right. Okay.
and they tore it all up and put in like a nice conference center area.
Yeah, it's got a big stage. We probably won't be using that because we don't have anything there because we moved our panel room somewhere else. We'll have a bunch of tables out for vendors, and then like the round tables for people to sit and hang out. And then it has like the nice sound system. So we might put something on the screen on the big projector. Maybe we're thinking about streaming our tournament on Twitch, so that if
Cool.
we can't fit everyone in the room, so if you want to
Yeah.
watch, it'll be up somewhere
That'd be cool.
for people
Yeah.
to check out.
Yeah,
I
with
wonder-
the like the Smash Bros stuff from there. Yeah.
It'd be cool if Travis is still in town. I can have him Twitch all of this.
Yeah. You should
Comment. I don't know if
that
he's
would be
left
cool.
already to Washington, but
Some friend you
Oh, is he moving away?
yeah, he's moving up to Washington.
Oh, so
to go
so,
work for them.
a guest we had on
I'll just-
last year,
Yeah.
Travis is a local nerd, whatever, but he has a Twitch channel where he plays video games for
Mhm.
8 hours a day. Yeah, that's his full time
That's
job.
like his
yeah.
gig, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his job.
So something like that would be super awesome if like you could get him to come do like his show.
Yeah, like a Twitch
live.
kind of celebrity
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just because like he could come do it like on location or whatever, but then it's other entertainment. It's just something to be like narrating whatever's going on.
Yeah.
So,
I think the guys who are running it, they have some people who know like all the commentary, the names of the different moves and stuff, which I have no idea about. That's
Wow.
a whole other
Yeah.
a whole other world
Yeah.
to me. That's what they watch. That's their entertainment. They just every time I see it, the guys they're watching the next fight, series,
mhm.
like Evo and all the different
Mhm.
things like that. So I think they have all kinds of stuff set up for that. We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, cool.
Is there a Street Fighter tournament?
Not this time. I mean, because it's too much to organize. But who knows? If this gets big, then we'll try and
Okay.
have more of the stuff.
Yeah.
Bye, Matt.
See ya. And that concludes our
And show's over.
Personally, I'm not as big into the fighting games, mostly because when I play against them, like I have no
Yeah.
chance.
I know that is.
They do the 1v1, no items kind of stuff,
Mhm.
which to me isn't like necessarily the Smash style.
Yeah.
But
It's part of the fun.
it's true fighter, and like I can't compete with them. I'm more into like the comic books, magic kind of stuff, and they're just fighting video games, eat, sleep, and breathe
Mhm.
in.
But even like Magic, like that takes a lot of commitment. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got into
I just got
Magic.
into that too, and I'm behind all my friends with that too.
Yeah.
They have decks full of tons of like $20 cards plus, and I just got the starter kit with the.
That's all you need.
I scraped some things together, and I think I have a strategy that kind of works.
Mhm.
It's fun. Every time we go to Target, he always has to stop at the cards area
Mhm.
to look
Really,
at
anywhere like
anywhere that has
Crazy Squirrel,
Yeah.
wherever.
Barnes
Just-
and Noble. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Maybe that'll be a future special edition. But we're just starting getting into some D&D RPG, I should say RPG. We're playing Pathfinder. We did a game almost a year ago now, and hoping to have it come out soon. But we went to the studio at CMAC and played for a couple hours, and hoping to turn it into like maybe a three parts. Yeah, Nick's still working on it.
Parts, yeah. I just
Cool.
rendered the last clip of the second episode last night.
On a related note, there's actually a Pathfinder comic. Do you know about this?
Really?
No.
Yeah, it's like
Is it good?
I don't know. I read it. I just went to the comic store the other day and they had it. It's like issue number 2, so I guess there's like recently coming out. It came out like last week, I think.
I can get started now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I don't know. I mean, I should pick it up and talk or like read it, but it's pretty cool. It's like the characters, like when you look online, like see like all the
I
pre-gen
felt kind of
characters.
stupid because like I was reading the core rule book,
Right.
and they give examples of like random episodes you can have, and I got really sucked in, and it's only a paragraph, and then it stops to explain more rules. I'm like, what happened?
What did they find in the dungeon? Were the dragons there? Were the dragons in this dungeon? Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, but it's actually cool. Like I
Yeah.
want to pick it up next time.
Yeah. Have you guys played any role-playing D&D, Pathfinder, anything like that?
Not yet, but we know other people that play that too. So that's probably the next. Once FresCon's over, we can probably get into more of the
I tried
back
playing
into the games
D&D
and stuff.
one time. We got to making our characters, and then by that time it was like midnight.
Sleepy.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we all
4 hours
went to
into it.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made characters last week, and that took like 4 hours.
Yeah.
It took a while.
It was like 5 hours.
I
Yeah.
think that's how it is,
Yeah.
like the role-playing stuff. Skyrim, any of those games where you get to customize something. That's the longest part, but it's
Yeah.
also exciting. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're open to to play again, making a part 2 or whatever to it. But we used pre-gen characters before just to be quick about it, but now we're like, no, let's do it right. Let's make the characters. And we had like a day where it was just 5 hours of trying to make the characters, just to go through the books and explain, well, these are the game types, and then you use your base like classes, and then here's all your races, and then by the way, here's the expanded edition over here. Yeah, you go from like simple like elf, orc, human to like ninja, pirate, slayer,
pirate,
like it keeps going and going.
Neutral. Who's your deity? It's really, really, really complicated, but fun.
Yeah. So, but it's so hopefully maybe next year if you guys do FresCon again, we could screen maybe one of these special editions. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know.
It'll be done by then.
You're the only one that's probably watched it all the way through at this point.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It'll be done by then.
How long?
Got a year.
Yeah. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
How long's the whole thing anyway? Like,
well, I took out the intro for the first episode.
Smart.
Yeah. And it's only 38 minutes long now.
Really?
That's good.
For the first episode?
Oh, first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's better?
I think it's good.
Okay, because I've been saying
hold on. So we didn't know what we were doing. We were playing, right? We had a lot of questions, and there's a lot of downtime and a lot of, okay, hold on, wait, what die do I roll now? So Nick's gone through and edited, I imagine, most of that
it's a
out.
large chunk of us going, which die is it? And then there's a lot of this and a lot of that.
Whoa. It's the family joke.
So,
I got tired.
I got tired doing that.
Yeah. But, so it's in some of the slower parts that we couldn't remove, Nick's gone through the trouble of animating some drawings that Eric did of us as our characters. So it's you say 2D animations, and
I call it 2.5.
2.5?
2.5D.
They turn around sometimes.
Yeah, they turn around when they turn their flat.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my skills.
But so we're trying to get into that. It's it's like any other nerd anything, that it's like you can't just dip your toe into it, that you start getting into it to really understand it. You just got to fall in head first. But are you hoping maybe that some maybe closeted nerds or people that want to get into this stuff, but maybe you don't really have that kind of like socialization, that networking, they don't really know anybody, hoping that maybe they can come out to this and meet some other people, other students anyway, to try and get them more involved?
For sure, yeah. I mean, that's kind of been the goal of our club and this event, yeah. Get people, I think Fresno State, really their new push this year is to get people to come back to campus, because we're seen as a commuter school, I guess, but 75% of the students live within like 15 minutes of campus. So we want to bring those people in and say, hey, there are things going on, come have fun with us.
Yeah, cool. I mean, is it kind of tough? So neither one of you are from Fresno, from the area here, but I mean, coming to a school like this, you may not know anybody, you may not have, any friends or anything. I mean, how important is it for not only events like this, but like your club, just to have something there?
Yeah.
I think it's really good. When I moved here, I didn't know anyone. I had my roommate who I came from home with, but other than that, I didn't really know anyone. And the dorms, the kind of on-campus community, really helped me to, meet everyone and get out of my like comfort zone and be more social, so that I can do things like this now. I
think it was our club advisor. He's also, I actually don't know his role in housing, but he's one of the lead people in housing, and they do a survey of all of the new residents each year, and they found, what was it, like 30%
of their population identify as geek.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Or interested in
yeah.
How did they take that survey?
What other boxes there to check?
Do you like sports?
I actually imagine like that number to be higher, because I think it'd only be like the nerds and geeks that would actually take the time to fill out a questionnaire like that, right?
This is true.
But then it just made him think about, well, if 30% of just the people living on campus are that way, like what is it with the student body? Like there's got to be a huge portion of the student body that do identify as geek or are
He's a
into pop
huge
culture.
geek himself, so he wants like to share the thing. We go into his office. He's got like a mountain of the pop figures in every variety. He wins all those hot toys or sideshow collectibles competitions. So he's like the big Batman statues and Star Wars stuff. It's walking into like just a nerd collectible shop when you go into his office.
Awesome.
And then he gets all kinds of cool things lined up. I know Magic kind of contacted him about giving a bunch of like starter boxes to people who moved into the dorms. And I think he himself has been to like Comic-Con for a panel and other
he's a
stuff
part
like
of
that.
a group called Geek Ed, which is bringing geek culture to college campuses. I think that's what they're.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So when he heard that we wanted to put on FresCon, he was the first one to come up to us and was like, I want to be a part of this. And so he's
like,
been a huge supporter the whole time.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. Have you guys been to any other conventions?
Yeah. I mean, I think the first one we went to was like a BronyCon.
Yeah, Babs.
The one in San Francisco. And that was kind of a fun experience. Like, I like the show, but I don't really know any of the like backstory canon stuff or any of the card games, all that. So that was kind of a interesting experience.
It was a lot of fun.
They're all really friendly people though, and it was a really, really great time.
Yeah.
It was more, I think one of our neighbors at our apartment saw our car and we have a pony sticker on there. This probably sounds like a creepy story now that I think about it. He saw that.
Explain, bro. You just say it out loud.
He saw the sticker and just walked up and like, hey, do you like My Little Pony? Like, do you want to come to this convention with me?
First minute that we met him, it was, are you guys going to Babs? And we're like, what is that? And he's like, you guys should carpool with us. And and we did.
Like, maybe we'll drive ourselves.
You tell me where it is, and then I'll follow you.
I'll meet you there.
That seems a little weird, but I don't know, he was really nice,
Yeah.
and we ended up, going, and we shared a hotel to save on costs, and it was a really fun time.
A lot of fun.
I think since then we've gone to all the ones we can afford.
We had SAC anime.
Wow.
We usually take the volunteer route. It's like, we'll give you hours so we can get the free badge and get in. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a smart way to do it.
And
Yeah.
that also got us the experience for like FresCon. Like, hey, maybe we can do this ourselves.
What was the other one we went to?
We went to Kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
It was like I got a last minute like, hey, save 20%. And so we bought the tickets and made a last like minute trip.
That was really fun to see. That was our first like big convention.
Yeah, the vendor hall was,
It was huge.
Just get lost in there.
Where was that one at?
It's the
LA.
convention center right across from the Staples Center.
But it's like Stanley's.
Stanley Kamikaze, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like sponsored by like Hot Topic and all the big like corporate things. So it's huge.
Yeah. Does he actually go to it? The
Yeah,
Stanley show?
he's there. He sits on the stage for a little bit at the beginning, like opens it, and they talk to him. And then he has like, I think they had like, it's called like the Stanley Museum. And he was just in there, and you had to pay a whole bunch of money to get in. And
The Stanley Museum was just him standing holding a pose. Yeah.
probably, I don't know,
He
yeah.
runs to the next to him, and he's also there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Stanley, man, he's getting up there in age, but he's
He is at everything and everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever stop.
but he's just as he's got just as much energy. Or, I mean, maybe it's all bottled for that 1 minute he's on camera, but it's always, your Generalissimo here and Excelsior.
I was thinking like when Robin Williams died, like everyone was like really bummed out. And when Stan Lee does eventually pass away, I think like all of nerddom is gonna shed a tear, and it's gonna be have a huge impact.
Yeah.
But the rest of the world, I don't think will care. But like,
But I mean, they will though, because he's been in like the. Okay, he's not in. Well, he actually is. He's in like the Avengers.
Yeah,
which is, like, one of the biggest.
he's mainstream now.
It's
He's
like,
in all the big
all
movies.
Like,
He does all the TV shows with like the kids. I think he's in like that Spider-Man show. He was in Big
some of
Hero.
the Big Hero animated one.
Yeah. So I mean, I think a lot of people are gonna notice.
I
it
hope
over
so.
there. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think obviously,
Yeah.
but that's me. But I'm not really sure. I'll be sad about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys never been to any Comic Cons, like the Comic Con?
The Comic-Con, no.
WonderCon?
no.
That is the dream.
We're going to WonderCon this year, like for the first time.
WonderCon.
So after we finish FresCon, that's kind of the celebration.
See you guys, we're going to another one.
Yeah. I was hoping to go to WonderCon this year, but I was unable to get the time off from work, so it's already like too bare bones. Even if I call out sick, I'm still going to get in trouble or something like that. But Eric and I've been a number of times, and it was in San Francisco before it actually moved to Anaheim. Yeah. I think Eric's still bitter about it moving to LA.
Not huge on Southern California, but I really like San Francisco. That was that was part of the trip, was to go to the con, and then you still have the city to go have fun in, like at nighttime and stuff.
Yeah.
And they'd have like events.
Well, Anaheim, you got Disneyland, right across the street.
Yeah.
Not your thing.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah. So, but where was the Kamikaze?
Downtown LA,
Downtown LA.
right by
Okay.
Staples Center.
Yeah. So the Anaheim Convention Center is huge. Like the exhibit hall is massive. And I think it's actually they're opening up another section this year for WonderCon.
Now that it's getting so big, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's going to be like they're going to adding on like a third more or something like that. Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of ridiculous, but. I mean, we thought, you know, when it was in the Moscone Center in San Francisco, we thought that was like huge. It's like ridiculous. Like, how could I ever go to, you know, Comic-Con in San Diego when I can barely handle what's here, you know? But then going to down to Anaheim, it's a bigger venue. I mean, the people have talked about trying to get Comic-Con to move to Anaheim. You know, it's a bigger convention center. Yeah. So, I mean, with Comic-Con being like at capacity, I mean, does that? It doesn't even seem like it's worth it to me to try. I mean, it sold out within an hour, right?
Yeah. And now it's only like you have to get like the raffle ticket kind of thing to win. Now it's random selection.
That's the worst designed website in the history of mankind.
Well, because it crashes, it just can't handle the load. Like you think that like let's just throw everything at it. Let's give it like Super Bowl, you know, status or whatever they need to keep their servers online just for 2 hours just to process everything, because there was like a couple years ago people were getting charged for it, but then they weren't being told that they didn't have the ticket, so they created like this account system to where like you just have to go in and like you get your ticket basically via your account and then you go pay.
Yeah,
is how I understand it. But it's a similar setup with WonderCon, but it's, I mean, there's not anywhere near the demand as there is for Comic-Con.
That one was easy, just like make the ID, sign in, like ticket please, and then
Yeah, I mean, the first year that I went, we were able just to walk up and buy tickets. It was like no big deal. And then it was like I think the second year that like that you and I went or whatever, but they sold out. Like Vanity Fair, Variety, something like that, whatever came out with this like huge article, just a big spread, was Green Lantern had just came out, so it had like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively in it and whatever. And that article came
them really far away in the DC stand. Now it's like upstairs.
Right? Yeah, we're looking down. Yeah,
it's like there.
But so that article came out on Friday, and then Saturday had like tons of tickets. It's like sold out. Like within a couple hours of that article coming out, everybody had already just bought their tickets for the next day, and it was just so crazy to be like, oh yeah, no big deal. And then now that like, you know, Vanity Fair or whatever was covering it, that it's like it opened it up to this like mainstream. You know, it kind of makes you think that like, you know, this is my thing. You know, it's like you know, you guys, you're not real fans or whatever. You're just here, but it's like that's kind of how like a lot of like I guess nerds get. You know, they get kind of
Gamergate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, same bullshit. But I mean, but it's like it's pop culture. It isn't just like so nerd specific. It's just fandom. It's just it's
well,
people
they
that
have like actors and stuff. I mean, it's a whole hall panel discussion thing again, because it's not just like for nerdy stuff. It's actually like live action. I mean, like. Sorry, A-list actors and stuff, and like promoting like blockbuster movies. So of course you're going to get like a draw for that. Yeah, a huge draw for that.
The big ones now seem it's more like the marketing. It's like we're going to tell you what pop culture is going to be for the next few years, and the small ones is like, okay, now you're back home in your community, like hang out and play games and all the probably original stuff.
When you guys started like thinking about designing FresCon, like were there elements of other conventions that you took apart and decided like we want to have that kind of style, or like just elements that you liked or disliked about other conventions?
I think it's probably a little bit of that. It was after we had the idea, I was kind of Googled like, okay, how do you start your own thing? And there was like a helpful list. Google, it helps with everything. And then having been to a few of the other ones, it's like, okay, we like this kind of atmosphere. Let's kind of pull that in, and we like the way that the volunteers kind of handle their thing here. Let's do that. And then we kind of came with this idea and presented it, you know, to Tyler, our advisor, and he's like, yeah, that's good. You know, let's run with that. And then it kind of just got bigger along the way, snowballed. People kind of like, hey, we want to be a part of this, help you out. Let's do this. And then we made it here.
Yeah, cool. You said you had to go through like Fresno State for like collecting money and things like that, whatever. Like, has the campus been helpful at all, or hindering you? Or?
Yeah, I think we had to. There's like an event review board, like a panel of people we have to meet for any kind of event on campus, and they almost want it to be bigger. It's like, hey, make this like Comic-Con. It's like, well, we don't have the budget or the time.
We'll just give you the Save Mart Center. You can fill it, right?
Yeah. So maybe if this gets big, it becomes one of those like Fresno State traditions things. Maybe we have like it's the geeky vintage days or something like that. Yeah. But
you couldn't have it outside though, because all the nerds just that pale skin. Yeah.
It's hot.
So I think if this gets bigger, it might be that thing where we feel it. It is really big all over campus. But for now, it's small. But we do have a lot of support. It's just going through those kind of bureaucratic channels to get so many forms you have to sign.
Right.
Yeah. So I think you said you were finishing up school. Liz, do you have school left?
I actually just got interviewed for grad school.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm graduating this semester as well.
So since you're going to be leaving, I mean, are you hoping to hand this off to someone else, or are you going to try and continue and do it? Can you organize it if you're not a student? I mean,
I think you can still kind of be involved. It was our thing. You'll still be a student, so I think grad students can still technically be officers or hold things in the club. But I'm sure people who are helping us now will still be around to carry the club on, and they can keep it going. And with her staying in Fresno, we'll probably be around here for a few more years.
Yeah.
Hoping maybe this could be something that you do hand off, that you would at some point, I guess, if you neither one of you were students anymore, you would have to.
I think the point is to make it something that does carry on, that people want to keep it going.
Yeah, cool. So say you do it again, 5 years from now it's still going. Where could this grow to? Is there some other place on campus that could fit it all, or would you have to just keep annexing more buildings?
Yeah, I don't know. It might just Save Mart Center is huge, but I don't know if it's the right kind of space style to fit that, because it's kind of the big arena. Yeah. But it probably we kind of just branch out further across the campus, and maybe each building has their own kind of.
Well, Fresno State's building, that Campus Point area right next to it. And they're soon going to build a hotel.
Oh, so they might have
right there. So that hotel might have a convention center.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I think I heard that the movie theater is supposed to be partnering with the school, and in terms of if somebody wanted to have a class there or whatever, they could rent out the theater and things like that. But I don't know monetarily how much of a break they're going to give you guys. You still have to pay just like anybody else, but that would be cool to go actually take over the movie theater and screen something
having
there,
a big film screening,
or even put your Smash Brothers tournament in the movie theater. Yeah.
That'd be really cool. That's kind of that thing they've been promising forever. I know people who graduated before we even got there said, "Oh yeah, there's going to be a shopping center coming soon." That was one of their selling points when we came in as freshmen. And to now see it finally built, see where it goes.
Yeah, I remember covering stories when those plans were first brought out. It was 06, 07 or something like that. So it's been a long time coming of when they first announced, "Hey, we want to build this," and then City of Clovis fighting because there's so many other vacant properties on the shore and things like that. Well, yeah, they just finished remodeling the mall out there and adding this movie theater, and now they're going to put in another movie theater that's 2 feet from the freeway exit. Yeah, that might be better. Yeah, but it's just it's easier to get to and things like that, and so it's great for campus because there's so much crap around campus, so many you immediately leave and you get into some dicey neighborhoods, but to have something that's close by for
nothing to add.
It's 100% accurate.
No.
Our listeners around Fresno State.
Yeah.
They would agree with me. Yes. There's a reason that there's a neighborhood called Skid Row. Right?
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought we just call them Skid Row.
Yeah, that was just a thing.
No, it's it's what's referred to as Skid Row. It isn't on any map or anything. There's no sign. Welcome to Skid Row. Yeah. But it was all apartments that were meant for student housing that's been taken over by, some not so great people. Yeah.
Well, you are on the thick of it with on the daily basis. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but even with there used to be a Fresno PD substation in the neighborhood right by the stadium, the football stadium, and even with that substation there, cops coming in and out all day long, there were still shootings and stabbings and all sorts of terrible things right next to campus. Yeah.
Well, that happens.
So yeah, good times.
Such is life.
So anyway, segueing back to more positive stuff. Yeah. So
What do you hope to accomplish with all of this?
I think the ultimate goal is just to bring it to Fresno State and have it keep going.
Yeah, I think it's something where people want to come take part in something and kind of leave that mark that it does carry on. Other than that, just have fun, bring a lot of cool things from around the community, get everyone involved, and.
Are you expecting a lot of cosplayers? Did you have any kind of? Did you have a contest?
Yes, we have a cosplay contest. It's Saturday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We have 2 local cosplayers, Holly Brooke and Margarita. Her last name starts with a G.
But they'll be the judges.
They'll be
for
our
the
guest
competition.
judges.
Did you guys go to high school or something with Holly?
No, I actually know.
Oh, sorry.
them.
These guys, Eric and Nick, for our
Possibly.
listeners. Yeah.
I'm not
Holly
really-
who?
I don't know.
G.
Brooke
Her last
a-
name is
it's
Holly
something-
Abney,
Yeah, I don't know.
but Holly Brooke is her cousin.
They were nerds in high school. They didn't know
Yeah, I talked to
anybody.
Nick,
Yeah.
and that's really about
Yeah.
it. And that's the constant that going on. So I talked to Nick and like one other guy, and that's it. So,
I wish there was a FresCon back then.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I have a friend who went to high school with her. And like,
Cool.
right after we booked her, he asked me, he's like, "Oh, do you know Holly Brooke?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's our guest." And he's like, "Oh, I was just about to suggest her to be your guest judge." So,
Well,
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, it's, everybody has this like perspective of Fresno being this small little dinky town or whatever, but there's so much here. I mean, there's
We're
a,
one of the biggest towns in California, or cities in California.
Yeah.
we're the fifth largest city in California. Yeah, 500,000 people just in the city of Fresno. I mean, it's crazy how much we have here, and it's awesome that you guys are giving
Yeah, it's about
Fresno an opportunity to, celebrate Fresno.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think beyond us, there's all kinds of things popping up. I mean, same weekend you have Anime Con or Anime. There's
I
like
don't know
that
how
dash.
to pronounce it.
But yeah, I mean, for so if you like more of the anime stuff, there's that, and they're both free. So people can go to both. And then I think coming up, there's ZapCon in October, and there's Tulare Sci-Fi Con not too far away. So I mean, more and more, there's just more things to do related to this, specifically like the nerd kind of culture.
Mhm. Yeah. Next month is, I guess April is it Bookworm?
Yeah, there's
Is that right?
Bookworm,
Bookworm,
and
yeah.
I think April 11th is like the National Tabletop Day.
Mhm.
So I think there's probably some events going on around for that. I think
Yeah.
ZapCon is doing one at Fresno City.
oh,
Yeah, there's a lot, and I think also in April there's like the mini maker fair with creator
Oh yeah,
Idea
with
Works.
the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are so cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it's awesome. There's almost like too many things now. I mean, we grew up here, and there was a time that we're like, there's nothing to do. There's just
I feel like just people got sick of that and just started
Yeah.
doing things.
yeah.
Now
Right.
every weekend there's something.
Yeah.
If you know where to look, you can find something that's gonna be fun and
Mhm.
entertaining.
That may also have been a big part of it too, is that we didn't know where to look. That we were,
Yeah.
minors.
Drive-in, so
Yeah.
we didn't have
Yeah.
internet or anything.
I
Yeah.
knew about McDonald's and Jack in the Box. That's about it.
Food, yeah. that's
Yeah. Sitting at Starbucks on every night. Yeah. But
There's nothing wrong with Starbucks.
yeah, I mean, it's cool that it's just like I saw like there's a Facebook group that was like local nerd
Yeah.
something whatever. Yeah,
And they
but it
kind of
was-
post all the big events. I started
Yeah.
following that one. It's like, there's so much more than I thought. Like,
Yeah.
gaming wise, it's just constantly going on.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's it used to be hard to try and find somebody that was into the same thing as you were.
Right.
Some of it random, if you're trying to find someone you wanted to play Magic with or whatever or anything like that, it's so difficult to find that other circle. But now there's like so many awesome ways to be able to connect with everybody. It's I don't know, it's really kind of great. But yeah, I don't know how much time we have got here.
10 minutes.
Yeah. So, did we mention it's free?
Yes.
It's free? I think we
Free.
said that. Yeah,
Free,
free.
free,
Yeah,
Free.
free.
Yeah.
100% free. What about parking, though?
Parking will also be
Parking is
is
free.
free on
Yeah, that's what I was
weekends.
worried
There'll be signage, for where to park, but pretty much everything that's not handicap or where you're not supposed to park already is free.
But it's the green lot? Is that right?
Yeah.
Green, I think even
Green-
staff
Green
might
parking
technically
spaces and
be-
yellow parking spaces are free.
Oh, cool.
Parking meters still count as parking meters. So
Yeah, so
don't
pay
park there.
So there's the whole they changed their number. They used to be alphabet, now they're numbers. But Q, whatever one is behind State on Barstow, that one will be probably the closest one to park for our thing.
And then, although there's construction going on around there, so if you want to avoid construction, go to slot G.
Is that the
or
dorms one
Yeah.
on Cedar? Yeah.
The one on Cedar.
But yeah, there should be plenty of parking anywhere on campus. Green, yellow, free to park.
Cool. I had a question. I totally lost it. Oh, so your club, Pick Your Potion. Is there anything else? Any other clubs or anything like that are similar?
I mean, I think there's a League of Legends club, but every time someone tries to contact them, no one really knows where to find them. I think it was more like a group of friends, who lived in the dorms and they wanted to be recognized. So I don't know if they're still around, but there was stuff like that. And I think even, some of the other clubs aren't necessarily related to it, still like geeky things. So if you have a friend group and they're in a club, you can probably still join one of those and get some of the enjoyment.
How long have you guys been at State so far?
Is it fourth year?
Our fourth year.
Have you kind of seen, I guess, things like that, like clubs like kind of come and go in waves, that like maybe something picks up one year, but then as everybody graduates or leaves, it kind of maybe falls apart and something else comes up the next year, or things kind of, it's the same groups that stick year to year?
I think there is some like fluctuation. I mean, I know I was like a business major and I focus in marketing, and there was like a marketing club, and when my first or second year there, they had just started, and it was more seniors trying to get like, hey, this looks good on my resume, and so they did it, but they were really busy, so it was kind of up to us to come and try and find things to do. And then I didn't really hear about it last year, but this year they're back again doing bigger things. Our club kind of started last spring, and I think they started, it's called Pick Your Potion because it started as like a Harry Potter club, and then they realized like, hey, we want to include more people, so they brought in, what the actual content was. But even that from last year to this year is completely evolved
different
to what it is.
Yeah, and then there's a club called Freaks on campus, and they did board game nights. But there was some
they couldn't
weird
really
thing that
they
happened.
played Monopoly, and then they just never got together again.
I think they kind of evolved. They couldn't get like the space on campus, and then the professor doing it kind of turned it into an after-school, high school thing. So I think now it's more in the Fresno school system.
And so now that Freaks is gone, we've kind of absorbed some of
We try to do some gaming stuff, but I think they still unofficially meet Fridays somewhere.
Yeah. Or at Buffalo Wild Wings sometimes.
Legend says they meet on campus. Well, I didn't want to throw this in too early, whatever, to be a little self-serving, but so you've asked us to help you guys out with FresCon, that we're going to be doing a live show.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple things planned. Hopefully it's going to be fun. I found an old Wizard magazine that's got a little trivia questionnaire in there, or whatever. It's like 15 questions, and it's all like random Marvel comic whatever trivia stuff. But it should be pretty good. So we're thinking about maybe hoping that there's people that come maybe to watch us record live. We'll ask the audience some questions and maybe give out some candy or random things like that. And I was cleaning my apartment, and I have a stack of some Wrigley's gum from Christmas and some C batteries that maybe give away.
So you're gonna hug batteries of people?
Those are prizes to be won. People want to come up and test their knowledge. You could come out with 8 C batteries, brand new. Yeah,
that was the best draw I've heard.
Yeah,
some spearmint gum and
old gum.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see, but a little blue thing up there is it's a little thing goes in your finger and it lights up. That is from the Dancing with the Stars finale last season, where Alfonso Ribeiro won. So
wait, you can give that away? Why aren't you framing it? Why isn't that on your wall right now, man?
Cool. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not.
But so kind of, I guess, walk us through. So the studio that you have there, or theater, whatever it is, right? Is it like, you say theater, is it like a movie theater, or is it just like a
so it's kind
presentation?
Of the theater seating where you pull the seat down and it's tiered up.
Yeah.
You've seen it. I've
had a class in there, so. But
it's got all like the smart technology kind of hookup. So you got the projector and all that, and then table in front for you guys to set up and talk, and then the kind of tiered theater seating for people to come watch.
Cool. Yeah, this is our first attempt at
acoustics in the place.
Yeah,
not just Matt's corner.
Whatever. Your kitchen wasn't that. Your mom's kitchen wasn't that good either. So we're looking forward to doing it live. We haven't really had much of an audience, I guess, when we've done these, but should be fun. Should be interesting. I don't know.
Live tweet it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything else like similar, anything like that? Anybody else coming?
We have another podcast kind of doing. I think they're doing the cosplay contest.
Yeah, Geeks with Wives. I think their
Well, it's definitely not us.
Yeah.
podcast is called Geeks with Wives and Capes.
Are they local also?
I think so. Yeah, or at least two of the guys are, and
Yeah.
but they kind of have a website where they have writers from all over putting in content. So I think they might do a thing too.
Yeah, and they're helping us. They're going to host our cosplay contest. Yeah.
But I think those are the only two kind of like stuff like this. Everything else we kind of talk kind of thing,
Yeah.
or I think one is like a student-run American Horror Story kind of thing,
Yeah.
where it's like one person will be leading it and then kind of just talk and hang out with the audience.
Cool. You don't have a time slot picked for us already, do you? Or?
Well, we were going to ask you about that.
That's
You can
fine.
also
Yeah.
do this after. Probably off air.
Well, I was hoping maybe to be able to say to anybody listening that, they can come at this time and come see our recording, but I mean, we can always just not
It's also
tell them
a
now.
podcast. You can listen to it whenever.
Yeah.
Download, listen to it whenever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll take care of it later. But yeah.
There will be tweets and whatnot going on when you find
So,
out the time.
Eric, are you gonna dress up? Are you gonna come in cosplay?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a hat and glasses. I'm gonna change it up a little bit from the hat and glasses I usually wear. Maybe a different hat. See what happens.
He's got kind of the Superboy cosplay right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got the
See, he
jeans
gets
and
it.
the
He gets
shirt.
So, what about you, Liz? Spencer, are you guys gonna dress up?
I'll have a staff shirt on.
Yes, a
with
nice
our-
staff shirt.
It'll be blue, have our logo on it.
I think when we record, we should have like two of us in regular street clothes and then one person like
Well,
with crazy makeup and like a costume and all that.
You are Space Ghost, so you could easily be Space Ghost.
I don't have that costume anymore.
You got a Space costume?
No, I gave it away. I
Aw.
don't even know what happened to
I like
it.
Space Ghost costume.
It had like booze spilled all over the front of it, so it's like Space Ghost's white costume with like brown stains all
Wine
over the
stains,
front. Yeah. So yeah, several years ago. God, it's like 10, 11 years ago. God, it's a long time. Anyway, it was a while ago. I dressed up as Space Ghost for Halloween, and I didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. I just kind of showed up at a party, and it took everybody a pretty good amount of time to realize that. Oh, that's Matt. Oh,
Yeah. That was fun.
who's this weird guy hovering over me dressed up as Space Ghost? Yeah, but I don't know. I always talk about trying to dress up as John C. Reilly's character from Guardians of the Galaxy, but I haven't gotten around to making the costume yet, and
You have 1 week.
I can do it.
So fast.
I'll go to Harbor Freight right now. Go buy all the foam. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough to make that stuff. I mean, it's way too much effort for any like regular person to just walk into it. Well, I don't know. Have you guys messed with the cosplay at all? Have you ever tried to make anything?
You kind of built something, but
Sort of. I bought a dress and a wig.
takes a lot more fabric, for a
Yeah.
costume my size.
Yeah. So what was the costume?
Oh, I dressed up as Fluttershy from My Little Pony.
That's for the BronyCon.
For BronyCon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. No.
It was fun.
It's kind of interesting to see the way people treat you then when you're in a costume. Like, there's like this, you're the character, and we're gonna say things. You better know what your character says to respond back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like they want you to be that character to like just know the lines.
It's
and
much
everything
more than
that.
like
Yeah.
a Halloween costume
Yeah.
party. It's like you came here for cosplay. Like you better be that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes it though. And when I went to WonderCon last year, there was a guy dressed up as Darth Helmet from Spaceballs, and he was standing there posing, whatever. And then he closed the helmet. He was like, "Keep firing, assholes!" And like everybody just lost it. It's just super funny just to see those random lines. But
When people get really into it, makes it like most fun.
Yeah.
I think when we went to SAC Anime, there's a guy right after Guardians of the Galaxy, so he had the Star-Lord costume, and then he had his headphones like playing really loud and kind of just walked with the soundtrack and gathered a train of people running through the convention center.
Awesome.
And I don't know, it just that seems like so much fun to be able to go do that, just to go let loose and try and be that character and run around and just to be surrounded with like that fandom, all these like people that are like just as excited, to see you in character as you are to be their character. But I don't know, man, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Have you ever thought of doing it, dressing up as any other characters? So okay, so say this. So say you're going to go to FresCon. You're not the organizer. You're just a regular person. So what would you do? Would you be dressing up, or would you come in your street clothes?
I mean, if I had more time, I'd probably try and dress up. I thought about it one time, maybe doing like a flycatcher from Fables, because it seems like a pretty easy one. He's like the janitor guy, so it's like a, orange coveralls and then just the frog hat.
So if you were coming to FresCon, is it, you're not the organizer, you're just a regular dude off the street. What would be the thing that you'd be most interested in?
Most interested in? I mean, I like the talks we have lined up. I think they're pretty interesting. Go, see what people have, another viewpoint on the pop culture scene. I mean, I like video games, but I'm not good at fighting tournaments at all. So I'd probably watch, but not compete.
I'm excited for the Big Hero 6 showing. USU Productions, which is a part of Fresno State, they're putting on a free showing of Big Hero 6. That's Sunday at 4. That's what I'm excited for. They're going to put it on in the big Satellite Student Union, so I don't know, they don't really have theater style seating, but it's a huge projector.
It's pretty easy to see. It's above everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And they usually bring snacks, like little popcorn bags and
Sold.
water.
That's cool.
That'd be like the close.
Yeah, the ending to FresCon is that movie.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, I just watched it a couple weeks ago. So it was, I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah. Have you seen it? No? Yeah.
I love that movie.
And yeah, I liked it. It was fun. And it was a little funny with the San Fran Tokyo, whatever it was. Yeah, but like the Tokyo San Francisco.
Hybrid.
It's like, isn't there already like a crazy big like Chinese influence on San Francisco? It's like, couldn't you have just done San Francisco? But yeah. But I mean, this whole superhero wave, whatever everything is.
It's not gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed that new one from the PlayStation, like exclusive one, Powers. We started watching that yesterday.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like another comic book by.
It's like Heroes for the PSN or whatever, right? Like it's.
Yeah, basically, it's like Heroes. It's like the
Yeah.
comic book Powers by Brian Michael Bendis, like before
He's been trying to make
blew
that show for like years.
Yeah,
And
so now it's
finally on.
now it's on PlayStation. So if you have a
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus,
Yeah, somebody was kind of telling me about it, that it was like you have like they police people with powers, and you have a guy that like doesn't have his powers anymore, is like trying to run around, and I don't know. It seemed like an interesting concept, but I haven't seen any of it, so looking forward to.
Because you're an Xbox user.
well, they have like a Halo show coming out and stuff, don't they? They have their own exclusive program.
Yeah, I think they're going to start that.
I don't even watch the Xbox stuff. I still play my Battlefield 4, and that's it. Or I actually just bought a Spider-Man game from 5 years ago, so I've been playing that. I just like the sandbox mode where I can go cruise from like one end to the other of Manhattan.
Swing around.
Just building to building, go flying around, looking for all the specials hidden between the buildings, looking for power-ups, and forget the campaign. I'm just gonna go cruise around, spend 2 hours web slinging around New York.
Yeah.
That's my afternoon. No big deal. No.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, well, cool. Well, thanks for joining us, and it's been fun. We're looking forward to FresCon next week. So hopefully this will go up tonight, Sunday. So we have 5 days or so, right? Yeah, till the big day. I mean, are you guys working every second up?
Pretty much, yeah. It's straight out of class, then back to work. Sometime this week, got to make a bunch of those little buttons on the button maker, punch 2,000 of them out to give away as fun stuff. And then setting up, making sure everyone knows where they're going to be. So it's going to be a busy week.
Busy week.
But a fun week, exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once again, real quick, so it's this weekend?
Yes.
Right?
21st, 22nd. Starts at 10, goes, the vendor hall and panel stuff will kind of end around 5, and then we have the cosplay contest closing Saturday. And then for Sunday, we end with the Big Hero 6.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And,
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So this is NoTownNerds. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook and iTunes and Stitcher and Instagram, and now finally NoTownNerds.com. We got a brand new domain, NoTownNerds.com, and you can go in there, and hopefully that'll be your one-stop shop for all the future episodes and things
And
like
where
that.
can we find, or people find information on FresCon?
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Fresno State Con. And then we have a website called frescon.universitycourtyard.org.
Yeah, and that link is also on the Facebook. So I
Yeah,
can't
you can
remember
find that on the Facebook.
All right. Cool.
It's social media.
Taking over everything.
So, okay. Well, cool. Thanks for joining us, guys,
Thank
and
you.
have a good day.
Thank you.
All right.
Scene.